The most awaited video is here. You're about to watch the ultimate beginner's guide to installing Comfyui and exploring its powerful features. Let's get started. First, download Pinokio from its official website. Once downloaded, run the installer. During the setup, you'll be prompted to select a download path and the appearance of Pinokio. If you're like me, you'll want to select the dark theme. I don't want Pinokio to be installed on the C drive. I want it on the D drive. One thing to keep in mind is to make sure you don't have any folder in D drive named Pinokio, and you cannot install Pinokio in subfolders, meaning you have to be in the main D drive to install it. So we will just change C to D here, and it's good to go. Once Pinokio is installed, open it, click on Discover, and then search for Comfyui. Click on it and click Download. If you're starting fresh, Pinokio will prompt you to download and install all relevant dependencies. Just click Install, and it will automatically download and configure the necessary components. This includes Comfyui and its dependencies, including a flux model. If you get some errors like files not downloaded, no internet connection, or connection interrupted, just close Pinokio and open it again. Search for Comfyui, click on it, and then download it again. This will fix the issue. Make sure you're connected to the internet and not using any VPN. After that, click on Comfyui and click Start. This will initiate Comfyui. From here, you can download the image generation models like Flux GGUF, and I will explain what these models are and which one is best for you shortly. You can also download Models Mix, which include all relevant model files. Like here, as you can see, we have the option of downloading the LTX video generator. So clicking on it will automatically download the LTX model and its required side models. Press this Start button, and now, as you can see, the Comfyui UI has started, and you can see these colorful lines. You can do that by clicking this Settings button and clicking on Light Graph. And from Link Render Mode, select Straight Line and close this window. Now it is looking just like mine, right? Moving on. Now, let's explore the basics of Comfyui. First, click on Settings, and here you can change the language to one of the listed options. You can explore the rest of the settings, but I prefer to leave them on default. On the left, click on Light Graph. The two important settings are these. You can leave the rest as they are. In the Appearance section, you can choose a theme and other settings to your liking. Next is the Key Binding section, where you can customize your shortcuts. Now, let's explore the UI. By clicking on Workflow, you can open a new window, open a workflow, browse templates, save your workflow, and access your saved workflows from here. You can also export your workflow as a JSON file or API. The API part is discussed in this video, which you can watch by clicking on the I button. To import a workflow, simply download one you like and open it. One useful feature in the Edit section is Clear Workflow, which allows you to start with a cleared space without opening a new window. By clicking the plus button, you can open a new blank workflow. When a model is loaded, you can unload it using this button and clear the cache using this button. You can also share your workflow using this button to various websites. Click this button to open the panel and see in real time what's happening behind the scenes. Click this button to clear the sidebars. If you're zoomed in on your workflow and want to reset the view, click this button. By clicking this button, you can turn off the noodles, wires, and move this bar.
Yeah, boy.
This button will toggle between dark and light mode. I don't think anyone would want to toggle to light mode. From here, you can see all the models you have. From here, you can see the nodes you have. This button will show the image history. For example, if you generated an image in a previous workflow and opened a new workflow, that image would be accessible from here if you haven't restarted Comfyui. You will be thinking, what do these vols mean? So let's discuss them one by one. 1 point load checkpoint. This is like loading the brain of your image generating machine. It's where you pick the model, the AI that knows how to create images. Think of it as choosing the artist who will paint your picture. Second, Clip, text encode, prompt. These nodes are where you tell the artist what to paint. The positive prompt box is your main idea. Beautiful scenery, nature, glass bottle, purple galaxy bottle. This is what should be created. The negative prompt box is, well, the do not instructions, text, watermark. It's like saying, oh, and make sure not to include these things. Both of these prompts are encoded into something the AI can understand. 3. Empty, latent image. This is your blank canvas. You're setting up the size of the image here, 512 by 512 pixels. It's like deciding how big your painting will be. 4. K-sampler. This is where the magic happens. The K-sampler takes all your ideas, prompts, and starts sketching out the image on that blank canvas. Seed. Think of this as the random starting point for creativity, like rolling dice to decide where to begin. Steps. This controls how detailed the drawing will be. More steps, more polished artwork. More time. But after a certain threshold, higher values becomes useless. Best practice is to test it out yourself, as for most SDXL models, 24 to 50 is enough. Scheduler. The method used to refine the image. Denoise. Controls how much randomness is allowed. Higher values mean wilder results. Lower values mean more precise images. CFG scale. Conditioning guidance scale. Think of CFG scale as the bossiness level of your AI artist. Low CFG, e.g., 3 to 7. The artist takes your idea, but adds their own flair, like saying, do your thing, but feel free to improvise. High CFG, e.g., 8 to 15. The artist sticks strictly to your instructions, like saying, follow my prompt exactly, no funny business. In this case, CFG is set to 8, which is a nice balance. The AI follows your prompt closely, but still has room for some creative interpretation. Sampler. The sampler is like the drawing style or technique your AI artist uses to create the image. It determines how the AI refines the image step by step. Here, I'm using Euler, a popular sampler. If you're curious, experimenting with different samplers can give your images a unique vibe. 5. VAE decode. This node takes the rough sketch from K-sampler and brings it to life with vibrant colors and textures. It's like turning a pencil drawing into a full-color masterpiece. 6. Save image. Finally, this node saves your finished artwork, so you can admire it or share it with friends. You can even set a name for the file here. How it all works together. Think of it like ordering art from a super talented robot. You load its brain. Load checkpoint. You describe what you want. CLIP text encode. You give it a blank canvas, empty latent image. The robot sketches and refines your idea. K-sampler. It adds colors and finishing touches. VAE decode. You save your masterpiece, save image. And boom, you've got an AI-generated image. Setting up workflow. You can choose from the built-in templates, or you can visit this website for more Comfyui workflows built by others. But I suggest that you make your own workflows, if they are not very complicated. This helps you understand the Comfyui structure and functions, and familiarizes you with Comfyui. So we will choose this stable diffusion template workflow by clicking Workflow and Browse Templates and select Image Generation. This will give you a basic workflow to generate images from. Running Comfyui. Now let's talk about navigating Comfyui and the most useful shortcuts you'll use frequently. First is scrolling up and down inside Comfyui. Scroll up and you zoom in, scroll down and you zoom out. Just keep in mind to keep the cursor inside Comfyui. By pressing Ctrl+M, you can mute nodes, which will make them bypass in the current generation. Ctrl+B makes them totally bypassable. Both are the same, and you can use either shortcut. Now, let's understand the Load Checkpoint node. This will load the model you downloaded from Civitai, where you will find all the models you need for image generation. You can also download from Hugging Face, but Civitai is better. Best custom nodes. Now, instead of going to Civitai and manually downloading the model into the correct directory in Comfyui, you can use a custom node for this. And for installing custom nodes, you need to install Comfyui Manager. As we installed Comfyui from Pinokio, we don't need to do that. Just click this Manager button and click on Custom Nodes Manager. Now here you can either search for a custom node or filter for one. In our case, we will install some of the most handy custom nodes that I find most useful in any case. So let's do that. Most useful custom nodes. As we had the Custom Nodes Manager open, type in the search Comfyui Manager and download this one. Don't worry about the warning, we'll tackle this in a bit. Now type Comfyui Impact Pack and download that also. Now type Comfyui Inspire Pack and download it. Now, TensorRT node for Comfyui. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, if not, then skip this. Now download Comfyui Control, Net Auxiliary Preprocessors. Don't worry, I have listed all these nodes in a blog whose link is in the description. You can open it and copy names from there also. Now download Comfyui IGGUF. Now download Comfyui Image Selector. Now, the most important one, Civitai Comfy Nodes. Now, load Lora with tags. Believe me, it will come in very handy. Now, Arga3 Comfy Nodes. Now, Lora Info. Now, Control-Alt-AI Nodes. And that's it. After that, close this and stop Comfyui, and then start it again. Now it will take some time. And after that, if any error occurs, just re-download the nodes or skip them if the issue continues. Optimizing model. As Pinokio automatically downloads the flux model, we don't need to use that for now, but we will use it shortly. We need to download our own model. For that, remember we downloaded the Civitai node? Just double-click on any empty space inside Comfyui and search for Civitai. In this way, you can search for any custom node. Now click on Civitai Checkpoint Loader. Now to download a model, you'll need a Civitai API key. For that, head over to Civitai. And yes, this is only one-time work, and you do not have to do it again and again. Click on your profile and click on Settings. Scroll down and click on Add API Keys. Give it a name and copy your API key. Go to Pinokio and paste it here. Now search for any model you want to use on Civitai, for example, Cyber Realistic. And now from here, copy its name and paste it here, and copy the version and paste it here. Make sure not to remove this at sign, and you're set. Just make sure to change this Save Image node to Preview Image. Let's just do that by clicking on it, hitting the Delete button on the keyboard, and picking this. Leave it, and it will show relevant nodes. Click on Preview Image, and now, Preview Image is connected. Now, to generate an image, you need to hit the Q button. One thing that can come in handy is to click on this arrow on the Q button and choose Q on Change. So whenever you change something in your workflow, like the CFG value, text prompt, or model, it will generate an image. Now, let's not forget to connect this Civitai node to the rest of the nodes. Connect the model node here, the clip node here and here, and the VAE node here. Make sure to do this, otherwise errors will occur. Since I've already downloaded the model, I don't need to run this Civitai node, as it only needs to run once. After that, you can restart Comfyui, refresh it, and use the model in the default workflow. So I'm going to use the default workflow here. Now, let's leave it on default and press it. As you can see, you have generated your first image in Comfyui. Congrats! Adding Loras. Now, let's make things interesting. Loras make your life easier, as the character, style, or environment you want can be created without regenerating multiple times. For example, let's add a Lora here. For that, double-click anywhere on the blank space and search for Power Lora. Click on Power Lora Loader, RG3. Now, let's download a Lora first to add here. For that, again, double-click on the blank space. and search Civitai, and click on Civitai Lora Loader. Now go to Civitai and search for a Lora. Let's search for Marvel and select this Marvel Rivals Lora. See this code in the URL of this Lora? You need to copy this code only. And now go into Comfyui and paste it here.
What? Do not read your cards!
This Civitai node will automatically download the Lora and place it in its respective folder. Let's connect this Civitai Lora node. After that, hit run for once, and it will automatically download and place the model in its respective folder. Now you can use this Lora through the Civitai node, but as we added Power Lora to use Lora, we need to restart Comfyui to use the Lora, so let's do that. Now, as you can see in the list, our newly downloaded Lora is visible. Select it, and now let's connect the Power Lora loader node to others. After that, you need to add the Lora tags. These tags activate the Lora so that it is applied to the generated image. Now, download these nodes. You can find their names on my blog, link in the description. And restart comfy.ui, then refresh it. Now mute these nodes and search for Lora tags and click on this node. Now select the Lora you want to use, select this, and drop here. From here, select Tag Selector. And drop this string here and select this. Now run the workflow. As you can see, the Lora trigger words are now available for you to use without leaving Comfyui. Now copy these words and paste it into positive prompt after a comma, and you're done here. Hit Q, and as you can see, it's generating the image. And now it has generated the image, and it is what we were expecting. Now you know how to add Loras to your generations. Running XY benchmarks. This is a little bit tricky in Comfyui, as it was very easy in Automatic 1111 or in Web UI Forge. Anyway, in order to generate an XY plot in Comfyui, you need to install the efficiency node. If you followed me in the beginning, you should have installed that. If not, just go to Manager, Custom Nodes, and search for Efficiency Nodes. Now install it, restart Comfyui, and it should be in the Nodes library. If not, just quit Pinokio and restart Pinokio. Open Comfyui, and now it should be in the Nodes library. You can check that by going to Manager and selecting Installed from this option. And here, you can see all the nodes installed, and if there is any error, it will be listed here. Anyway, moving on. For generating an XY plot, search for SDXL and click on this node. Now search for XY plot and click on this and pick the X noodle. Yeah, these wires are called noodles, and drop it. Now select Seeds++ batch. Now pick the Y noodle and drop it, and click Search, and search for XY sampler, and click on this. Moving on. Now, let's connect all these. Now you are ready to generate the XY plot. Just a few settings to optimize the workflow. In the SDXL loader, select the least impacting checkpoint. For example, the DreamShaper 8 LCM model. This is very fast, and it makes the process much faster. Now leave the rest as it is here. In XY plot, select plot in K-sampler output image. If you take my advice, do not add more than 3 samplers or schedulers if you have less than 8 gigabytes of GPU. Make the grid spacing in XY plot 5, and now in K-sampler. Make the steps 24 and CFG 6, and leave the rest as it is. Now, let's generate an XY plot. And as you can see, we just generated an XY plot. One thing you can learn from my wasted time is that this only works with models that have SDXL as their base. And sometimes it works with other SD models. Like I tried it on SD 3.5, and sometimes it worked, while other times it generated grayed out images. I don't know why. It also doesn't work with flux models. But if you want to generate XY plots using flux models, let me know in the comments and I will upload that video. And that's it for this section. And yes, you can also choose checkpoints. Just pull out any noodle from either X or Y and search for checkpoint and click on this. Anyway, moving on to the next section, creating bulk images. Now, this is the most important part for anybody using Comfyui, as you don't want to sit in front of your monitor and waste hours generating images one by one. This solution creates images with different prompts and does the job for you of creating images one by one. Now, you only need to hit the Q button and watch it generate the images. As before, if you have less RAM, do not try to use a resource-intensive model like Flux or SD 3.5. Instead, try to use this Dream Shaper model, as it is lightweight, so we can generate through it first to see if everything is working perfectly. But again, do not use Flux or SD 3.5 if you have low RAM, lower than 8 gigabytes. With that in mind, let's generate batch images. For that, you need the Inspire pack. If you followed me in the beginning, you should have it by now. If not, just search for Comfyui Inspire pack in the Custom Nodes menu, and by now, I believe you would know where it is, and install the Inspire pack. Restart Comfyui and search for Load From, and select Load Prompt from File. Now search for Unzip and select Unzip Prompt. With that aside, now let's connect everything. Now, let's understand how this works. For the prompts, you need to go to your Comfyui folder. Follow me for that. Now we are in the required folder. Here, you can see prompt examples. You can see 2 examples, one named Prompt 1 and the other named Prompt 2. You need to click on Prompt 2, and this is the structure in which you need to provide the prompts. Just go to your browser, open ChatGPT, and upload this text file. Ask it to analyze and understand this prompting structure. If it correctly analyzes, then it's good. If not, then simply guide it. In my case, it has understood. Now let's ask it to create prompts in this structure. And after that, you can either copy these prompts and create a new text file and place it in the same folder opened, or just replace the text in the text file opened. Let's go to Comfyui. Inside Comfyui, you need to refresh it in order for the text file to appear. If it still doesn't appear, then restart Comfyui. Now you only need to hit Generate, and it will generate the images in batch. One thing to note here is that you can increase the batch size, but it will only get more resource intensive. So my advice is to generate some few images in a simple workflow so that you get the confidence that your prompting style is correct and the images you want are correctly generated. Then generate the images in batch. And that's how you generate multiple images in batch. Okay, so that's it for today. But in the next part, we will do these. Running a llama, consistent character generation, text to video, text to audio, changing backgrounds, removing backgrounds, face swap, video face swap, prompt engineering for flux and stable diffusion, auto tagging nodes, image to 3D. So, let me take my time to make this for you. Until then, watch this video next.